What's up, YouTube? Today's video is going to be the introduction to this channel and hopefully the start of something that I can sustain and document the building of this car, the building of some of my other cars and motorcycles, and even this garage. So hopefully you guys enjoy what you see and I can provide some value to some of you and help out and do this together. So let's get started by talking about this 914 project. I started this a year and a half ago, and we had found it up in Wisconsin, Facebook Marketplace find. It was I guess technically a barn. It was in a shed. It had been there for a long time. It was in rough shape, like a lot of these 914s. It was about ready to fall in half. The longs were pretty shot. The floors were gone. It had some serious repairs that needed to be made. So we kind of threw it together. The repairs weren't done to concourse specs. They were just done. I've got a background in fabrication, particularly in motorsports, race car fabrication, did a lot of industrial fabrication in the past as well. So they weren't done bad, they were just not done to look factory correct. Because this car for me is not about looking correct or being a concourse car. This is just about having fun and having something that I enjoy to own. So anyways, it's a 72 914 stock 1.7 liter. I believe it's stock, other than I did do dual Weber carburetors on it because the fuel injection was already gone and it had a single Weber carburetor that was terrible. It wouldn't pull itself. So you could start it up and idle it, but it just wouldn't drive. So I swapped those out, rebuilt shifter linkage, rewired the whole car with a Speedway hot rod wiring harness, which needs some more work to make correct, but it works really well, and having many fuses and a little bit simpler of a wiring system for maintenance, for troubleshooting. I like the Speedway systems. The interior is really basic. Like, I don't even have a radio in here. Of course, Momo Prototipo steering wheel, stock 914 gauges, Momo Heritage Series shifter knob. These are the stock seats. And I just went to a fabric store and got some flannel and wrapped around and stapled. They're not sewn, they're going to be redone, but for right now, they work much better than the ripped up vinyl seats that are underneath them, and it looks cool. So it kind of has that tartan look, and I like it. Of course, we've got a fire extinguisher. You gotta have that. Get a light going here, and we've got all the switches for the lights. Essentially, it's just for lights. I built a piece of aluminum to go over the glove box door and across the dash, and just did that in bed liner coating. As you can see, there's no vents because there's no heat in this. No heat, no working windshield wipers. It's a summertime car. So maybe at some point I will get the windshield wipers working, but for right now, I don't see that to be necessary. As you can see, the fender flares are off of it. They're up here. And they go on and off fairly easy. Because of my past in motorsports, I kind of built this to be serviceable like a race car. I can have this car completely apart in just a matter of hours. So if I ever needed to do a major repair, well, like this winter, I'm gonna pull the whole drivetrain out of it and do some hellhole repair. 914s typically have the rusted hole underneath the battery. This one is the same as most of those. The battery is actually held on there with a strap that's been like a plumber's strap that's been screwed to the body. And underneath of it is pretty bad. And it's gotten down into the suspension console on the passenger side. And on our way home from Luftgekühlt last summer, the suspension console started to fail, causing the right rear wheel to have excessive camber. So that's getting fixed. And while I'm at it, we're probably going to rebuild the motor. I'm not sure if we're going to go bigger, just to do a big bore kit, or go stock. Not real sure what I'm going to do there yet. But then the best part is, a friend of mine is going through and building a real legit 914 GT replica. So he sold me all of the parts that were not correct off of his car, including Bogue 911 front suspension. I believe it was off of like an SC. I'm not real sure, but it came right off of his 914. It's got polybronze bushings, you know, the 5-lug, and then PMB prepped trailing arms and brakes, 5-lug conversion. And then over here, we have a set of Fuchs that I'm gonna do a restoration video on. The previous owner before my friend, he had put it on a 944 and they've been curbed a little bit. So I am gonna try a couple of new products to try to fix that without TIG welding and remachining. I just don't wanna go through that yet, but if it has to be done, that's what we'll do. One of the other videos that I want to put together is, this is a Tangerine Racing engine removal bracket. And so what it does is it sits like that on your floor jack. That is supposed to go in the post on the floor jack. You remove your pad and then that goes in place. But my problem is I have this Harbor Freight 3-ton low profile floor jack, and the pad bolts on, and when you unbolt it, it's a threaded piece that is much smaller than the engine removal tool post. So I'm gonna have to make or machine something to adapt it, maybe, or I'll just find another jack and buy it to make it simple. So that's kind of what I have going on here with this car. I guess I can show you the garage a little bit. It's a standard 24 by 24 garage. My wife and I just purchased this house a few months ago. I had my previous garage completely set up with cabinets and lighting and heat. And of course it was time to upgrade a little bit, get a little bigger, nicer house. So we found this place, and the garage it's decent. It's a big two-car garage. It's insulated. It's got good doors. It's the electrical services out here, which is good. So I just have to put a heater in. I have to do cabinets. I have to do lighting, do everything that I did on my previous garage. So it's nice and clean. We started off just by good cleaning, painting all the walls, Harbor Gray. You know, that is Matt from Obsessed Garage. That's his recommended color. And my previous garage was like a 2-tone white and Harbor Gray. And I really like the color, but I just went all Harbor Gray this time. Need to get a lot of cabinets and a lot of lights. I have a small lathe. I have a MIG welder, a TIG welder. Just right now, all I have left is this Husky toolbox and some cabinets, and of course a bunch of junk that's got to get thrown away. There's my cleaning cabinet over there. And I also do a lot of home remodeling projects. So I have this 1947 Delta Unisaw table saw. The thing works amazing. Well, I think this is a good place to stop for this video. This is just supposed to be a short introduction video, show you me, what the channel's about, the 914 project, of course. So hopefully I can provide some value to some of you guys, and we can work through these projects together and have some fun. So thanks, stay tuned, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, you know, everything that those guys tell you to do. Catch you later.